In this training, before we get started, I just want to make sure everyone is prepared. So of course we need a ball. If you have it, we need 2 tennis balls. If you don't have 2 tennis balls, it's more than okay. You can always use 2 pairs of socks. So I'll give you about a minute to get everything sorted. So again, we need a football, a soccer ball, 2 tennis balls, and 2 socks. So in the meantime, it's been some pretty exciting days, these past few days. I had the opportunity to do a 10-minute video for SAP. And SAP today in the US, they have what's called Take Your Child to Work Day. So they decided to run a virtual Take Your Child to Work Day. So there I did a 10-minute video and I talked about global goal number 2, zero hunger. Wait, let's see if I can get this the right angle here. There we go. Zero hunger. So they have a great initiative at SAP called, let's see, No Kid Hungry. So fantastic initiative. They're really doing a lot of great work for the global goals. So today is an exciting day for their company with the virtual Take Your Child to Work at Home Day. So now today, in today's session, I'm going to tell you a little bit of fun facts about me. I talked about this in the SAP video as well. So a fun fact about me is that both of my parents are DJs, and my mom was even pregnant with me when she DJed. So they really passed on their love for music for me. I also danced for 9 years, and so I danced and both played football or soccer as they call it in the US. And with this, I saw how great it was to play as many sports as possible when you're young. So I encourage all young athletes to play as many sports as possible because the benefits are incredible. They're massive. And by playing multiple sports, you actually can enhance the performance of each sport. So I would not be where I am today without what I learned at dance, how I was able to use both sides of my body. So I'm really grateful for everything that dance has taught me, and it has played a big it's a big part in my career, my coaching philosophy, and so on. So with that, in today's training, another fun fact. So today's training is also dedicated to global goal number 4, quality education. So with this, I'm going to give you a fact about decision-making processes on the field. So in every game, we make between 3,000 and 5,000. We're in 3,000 to 5,000 decision-making situations in a game. So imagine the cognitive load it has on the brain. So today we're going to perform a really brain-based training. So I'm also a Life Kinetic licensed trainer, and Life Kinetic is a neuroscience exercise-based training program. And so training today will be a brain-based cognitive training program. So some of the technical exercises we've seen before, and they're all very simple, but they will be very challenging as well. So I really, really look forward to starting this. So now we have some people joining here. It's really, really nice to see everybody. So now grab your ball, grab your tennis balls. I got the music ready. So again, today is a brain-based football training. It's going to be challenging, but feel free to follow and do as much as you can. Don't be afraid to fail and just keep going. So let's see, I'm going to get the music going. Okay. So I have my tennis balls. I have socks if I don't have tennis balls, so I'm going to come back here. So again, I hear the music, everything's the music. So I'm going to put my socks and my tennis balls to the side for now. So as always, in the warm-up, I always want to incorporate the ball. So in our space, take about 30 seconds, as fast as you want. Just explore your space, express yourself with the ball. So I'm just going to dribble around. Working with different parts of my feet. Exploring my diction. Okay, so now the next challenge, you can dribble as fast or slow as you like, but try and remember what rhythm you were dribbling at. And while you're dribbling, I want you to say the months. but not just the months. I want you to say every other month. So while I'm dribbling, I'm going to say January, March, May, and I'm going to keep going all the way down until I come to December. You ready? Let's go. So I'm dribbling. So I say January, March, May, July, September, November. Now I'm going to go from December back to January, but I have to say every month, every other month. So I'm going to start with December. So December, October, August, June, April, February. Ole. So now, all we're going to do is work here. No months. As slow as fast as I want. I can explore the space still. If I can't jump, it's okay to just be here as well. More than fine. Ole, so now, with this, so I'm going to stay here, but as I'm going around, I want to keep my same pace, but now I'm going to say every seventh number. So starting with 7, so 7, 14, 21, and so on. And I'm going to try and get all the way up to 70. Let's see how far you can go, but we have to keep the ball at the same speed. So if you stop and you have to think what number it is, try to keep it going and think. So I'll take it a bit slow. So I'm going to keep the same speed of the ball. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. So now we're going to go back by 7 from 70. So I'm subtracting 7 from 70, still doing the same movement. If I want to go forward, it's more than fine. So yep, so I'm starting with 70, 63, 56, 49, 42, 35, 28, 21, 14, 7. Well done. It's very hard, so can I keep the same rhythm of the ball and keep these numbers going? So I'm really challenging different parts of my brain. So I'm working with my lower part of the body. I'm actually working with the bottom part of my brain. And everything with the upper body, I'm working with the top part of my brain. So we're going to try and really have a big cognitive overload in today's training. So now a little bit of core activation. Today I'm coming here, I'm playing 7. I'm going to bring my knee to my elbow. And then I'm going to come across my body here. I'm going to just do 2 on each side, so that's 1. So now I come to my left. 2, to my right, 3, 4. Next one, so in the activation, we work from the ground up. So I'm going to be here in a Spider-Man. Charlie did this in our partnership exercise. So I'm coming here. I'm going to try and touch my ear to the ground and push up if I can. And then I come to the other side. I'm going to come and push up, ear to the ground if I can. Other side. One more each side. Okay, so now we're back with the ball. So now with the ball, we've done this one before. We're just going to work with our right foot inside, outside, inside, outside. So bop, 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 bop. So yeah, right foot only. So inside, outside, up, 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 up. Left foot now, same thing. In, out, in, out. Ole. So now we're gonna add a clap to it. So every time I touch the ball inside, I clap forward, outside, I clap backward. I can keep clapping in front if I'm having trouble clapping in back. But make sure every time I touch the ball, I'm also clapping at the same time. So it's pop, pop, or it's pop, 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 and so on. And of course, everything to the music. So yep, right foot again. Pop, pop. Left foot, same thing. Inside forward, outside back. Well done. So same thing, we're going to stick to the right foot. Inside, outside. Feels on the left foot. Inside, outside. I can clap forward. Up, up, up. So that's okay. But now I'm going to add a number to it. So again, it's cognitive overload. Remember, 3,000 to 5,000 decision-making situations in a game. So now, every time I say an even number, I want you to use your left foot. So if I say 2, I'm on my left foot here. Up, up. If I say 1, I'm actually with my right. If I say 31, I'm with my right. If I say 34, with my left. So yeah, let's try it. Let's give it a go. So let's start with 77. Six. 5. Oh. 5 was right. Sorry, I messed up 2. 5. 7. We're still on the right. 8. 9. 10. 12. 13. 12. Well done. So it's a lot to take in when I have to take control of the numbers, the clap, and have control of the beat. Keep the same speed as if I was just doing it inside, outside, inside, outside. So we're trying to take away those pauses that I'm switching. So we want to make our switches more smooth. Next part, a little bit of dynamic stretching here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come up behind here, and I'm going to kick forward, take a few steps. A little shuffle to the side. I'm going to land on one foot. I'm going to come like an airplane. Land, I'm fine. A few more. Hold on, next one. Outside, inside, outside, inside. So out, in, out, in. Yeah, let's go. About 30 seconds. Out, in, out, in. Well done. So now the next one, we're still sticking at that pattern. So again, we're overloading the brain. So I have my rabbit and I have my gun. And now I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch. So work on this movement first. So now if I have the ball on my left foot here, my right foot is shooting. So I go out, in. When I switch feet, I switch hands. So I'm actually switching what part of the brain I'm working with, left and right. So take it nice and slow. Once you get it, try and speed it up. Yeah, let's go. Well done. Last part of the warm-up here. So I have the ball. So I come in the air, so I'm just gonna come here. We're gonna try to have no spin on the ball. I was really impressed with the training yesterday when they talked about how to really juggle with Ella and Babette. So it's important to keep that when I'm shooting. This is the type of juggling that you wanna use when you're shooting. So I went over this as well, but I really like the way they explained it. So we wanna make sure that we have no spin on the ball. We're coming up, catching it. So really lock that ankle. So up, catch. No spin on the ball, very little. If I have this, I can go 2 and 2. So I can go 2. Now notice I'm going to be here, here. It's okay to stick to 1, but if I can do 2. I can do it no catch at all if I like, so I'm going to do 2 on my right, 2 on my left. No spin if I can. Start over. Alright, so now we're going to work a little bit on our internal rotation with the hip. So I'm coming here and I'm coming out. So I want to make sure that my foot is flat. So I give the ball surface, you come straight up with almost no bounce. So I'm coming outside, check, little happy feet in the middle. If I can do 2 and then switch. So I can go 1, 2, switch side. 2, switch side. So with this, I'm working on my internal rotation of the hip. Up, switch side. Ole. Last little one for fun. Can I work with my shoulders? So I'm coming up, catches, I'm really popping. So again, shoulder, head, shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Catch, but it's more than fine if I'm just sticking with the shoulder and the movement there. I'm so scared to breathe. I just don't know what to believe. You know my name on the road. If I really want to challenge, I can stay here, or I can go around the road. So I can go from my foot, my knee, my shoulder, my head, shoulder, knee, foot. So I'm taking a trip. So US, Finland, Sweden, side foot, Spain. And then I got to Costa Rica. Well done. So really quick water break. All right. Really nice to see everyone joining. I'm glad you're enjoying the session. Thank you for joining all the past sessions and everything in the clubhouse. There's some amazing things in the clubhouse that you can check out. If you missed anything, please look in the archive. Next phase, so let's take the tennis balls or socks. So we're going to start with them on the ground. So, okay, I can use socks this time. And my socks about a foot apart. So I'm just gonna have my left foot and I'm gonna go around in a circle in one sock. So as quick as I can, really working with the sole. Opposite direction. I can have a little hop if I like as well. Other foot, so I just need to work with my left, so now I'm going to work with my right. So as quick as I can have that little hop if I like. Other way, opposite direction. Well done. Next part. So this is the first one. We're going to do 4 different things between the socks or the tennis ball. So this is number 1. It's almost a slide with the inside of my foot. So I'm starting on one side. I'm sliding the ball over. So my foot doesn't leave the ball until it comes to the other side. So I'm sliding, pushing. So it's almost like I'm pushing the ball. Notice how smooth the ball goes. So give it a try. So I'm sliding, stopping. Sliding, stop. So hop. So it's a really quick movement. I'm getting away from that defender. Slide, stop. Well done. So now we're going to go number 2. So that was number 1. Number 2. So I start with the sole of my foot, the foot furthest away. So now I'm my left, your right. So I'm going to pull the ball back. I'm going to come inside, push forward to the other side. Pull back, inside, push forward, stop. So I drag the ball back, inside across, push forward. So the inside is with the same foot. So draw the back with the right foot, inside right foot, push forward left. Stop. Yeah. Draw the ball back, cross, push forward, stop. Across, push forward, stop. If I have it, let's challenge it. How fast can you go? You want to be on that technical edge as possible, as much as possible. That was number 2. So remember, we have 1, which is the slide. We have 2, which is the pull back inside. And now we have number 3. So now I start with my foot that's closest to the side of the cone, so my left foot. So I'm pulling my back, outside, come forward. So I pull back with my right, outside with my right, inside, forward, stop with my left. Pull back with my left, outside with my left, inside, stop with my right. So stop, 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 stop. Ole. Next one, final one, number 4. So that was number 3. So now I'm going to go in front of the tennis ball through socks, and I'm going to roll the ball centrally. I'm going to switch feet every time. Now pull the ball back, inside, inside, around. So then I roll the ball on my right, pull back with my left, inside, inside, and then I start with my left. So left foot, right foot pulls it over, left foot drags across, right foot touches forward, and then I go again. So inside, inside, so roll, pull back, inside, inside, roll, pull back, inside, inside. Bop, bop, bop. Everything to the music? Okay, so now I'm really going to challenge you here. So we have number 1, the slide. We have number 2, where I'm sole inside across. Number 3, sole outside, forward. Number 4, the last one we did. So if I say a number, so if I say 2, which one was that? Pull back, inside. If I say number 1, slide. If I say number 4, and if I say number 3. So let's try. So let's start with 1. 2. 3. 4. 2. 3. 2. 1. 4. 1. 2. 3. Well done. It's not easy. So now let's quick water break. Let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't be afraid to do this at home and have a sibling or relative. You know, you can do these footwork and have them yell out a number. And so you're always having to readjust. You're always having to adapt. So now we're going to go into our last part. So take your tennis balls or socks. So now I'm going to bring out my tennis ball. Last little challenge. So I learned this in Life Kinetic. You can find it on all their YouTube channels as well. So now we have the tennis balls here. So I'm going to throw the tennis balls up. I'm going to cross my hands and catch them. So watch again. Throw up, cross my hands and catch them. Bop, 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 bop. I can do the same thing with the socks as well. So with this, the balls are going up straight, but my hands are crossing to catch them. Then they go up straight again. My hands are back to catch them. So you come up, catch, up, catch. Once you get this pattern, notice what hand goes over. So when I first started, my left hand came over quite a bit on top. So that meant I was left dominant. So now I need to make sure my left hand came over my right. So it's working. So now my right hand is above my left. So throw it up, catch. So the balls never change direction. They're never crossing. Only my hands are crossing. So my hands are working like this. And the balls are working up and down. So we try it again. So now I have my left over my right. Wait. And then my right over my left. Ole. So now we're going to take the ball. So remember this pattern. Last challenge of the day. So we're going to work just with the inside of our feet. That's it. Again, I can use socks with this as well. So same thing with the socks where I'm throwing up and catching. Maybe a little bit hard to catch, but it will still be okay. So now I have the ball, so I'm working in between my feet. I'm going to try and throw and catch at the same time without the ball losing its speed. So I'm going to take away any hesitations, any pauses, if possible. So let's take about 30 seconds and try this. So let's see, throw it up, cross, 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 away. Try again, a few more. And well done. Let's take the ball here. All right. Thank you all so much for joining my training, and please check out SAP's virtual Take Your Kid to Work Day. This training was really tested you cognitively and physically. So what I love about this training, it's really technical work, but the brain is also working. So I'm activating parts of my brain, how I move the ball, but I'm also activating other parts, both right brain, left brain, upper, lower. So again, if I'm using the upper part of my body, it's almost everything above the upper half of the brain is being activated. If I'm working with the lower part of my body, the lower part of the brain is being activated. So there's so many things that we can use and do. So thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.